my बट सर ज्योग्राफी का प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता बिकॉज आधे से ज्यादा तो मैप्स और डायग्राम्स से क्वेश्चन का टाइम बच जाता है हमारा। तो टाइम का तो कुछ इशू नहीं लग रहा था मेरे को, बट थोड़ा सा मुझे लगा था कि जो क्वेश्चन मुझे समझ नहीं रहा था तो आई थॉट ऑफ बेटर कि नहीं अटेंड करूँगा वो क्वेश्चन, मोड़ा क्वेश्चन कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा समझ जाएंगे तो फिर उसके बाद वो समझ हो जाएगा। बट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि इतना ज़्यादा इशू क्वेश्चन में लिखने में होगा सर, लिखना तो मुश्किल है। तो थोड़ा खाली रिवीजन और डिस्कशन से आई थिंक इट शुड सफाइस।
चलो कोई बात नहीं। अच्छा, बिफोर वी गो वी मूव ऑन टू द क्वेश्चन टू क्वेश्चन, लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग। देखो, दिस इज आवर जीएस पेपर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। If you have optional geography, history, political science, जो मर्जी आपका ऑप्शनल हो, always understand one thing. We have to give the brief about our answers. हमें अपने आंसर्स के इन डेप्थ में नहीं जाना है। आपका कोई भी सब्जेक्ट जीएस का हो, डेप्थ में अंदर नहीं जाना है। We have just spray and move. If possible, try to link your answer with current affairs and move. If possible, try to link your answer with sustainable development goal and move. Yes, I was today I had a conversation with Vikas also. He has an optional. He has geography as its optional. So he included some of the things. I instructed him not to write such kind of answers, not to include such kind of point. So in the same way, I'm telling it to you all. If you have an optional, means if you are writing a history and you have a history as optional, need not to write means the same language as you are writing in your optional. Just try to make it straight and simple. Now, I'm just asking one thing from you. Whenever you read any of the article, newspaper article, कुछ भी read करते हैं, you enjoy those articles, those who are written in, you can say, simple language. Those who had starting, you are that writer is telling you about the introduction of that topic and then flowing it. The same way you have to write your answers. Means पहले थोड़ा सा introduction of that topic, इधर वो मांगा गया या नहीं मांगा गया, you have to write and go with it, so that कि एग्जामिनर को भी इजी रहे पढ़ने में भी, समझने में। ठीक है, तो इन्हीं सब चीजों को आप अगर एग्जामिनेशन में फॉलो करेंगे तो एग्जाम विल बी योर्स।
सर जब अभी जैसे फर्स्ट पेपर जब लिखा था सोशल इश्यूज का हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे, तो मैं सिन्हा सर के डिस्कशन में उन्होंने बोला था कि जीएस में इंट्रोडक्शन देना नहीं होता है, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पे हिट करो। आपका मैक्सिमम 10 या 15 नंबर का क्वेश्चन होता है, तो आपके पास कंटेंट वैसे भी मैक्सिमाइज होते ही है कि आपको इंट्रोडक्शन देने की जरूरत नहीं है। ये आप इंट्रोडक्शन आप अपने ऑप्शनल में दे दो या ऐसे में आप इंट्रोडक्शन दे दो। जीएस में अभी क्या करना है, इंट्रोडक्शन देना है या नहीं देना है?
मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन का यहाँ मतलब ये है कि इतना नहीं, मतलब थोड़ा स्मॉल में, मींस आई विल गोइंग टू डिस्कस द सेम थिंग विद यू। जैसे कोई भी हमारा क्वेश्चन माइग्रेशन पे क्वेश्चन था, रिवर्स माइग्रेशन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू टेल ना व्हाट इज रिवर्स माइग्रेशन, देन गो अहेड। हम इंट्रोडक्शन मतलब वो हमारा इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं है, बस सिंपल एक फ्लो बनाने के लिए 1 or 2 लाइंस, फिर देन मूव अहेड। ओके ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट। Can you please read out the first question?
Discuss the concept of western disturbance along with its impact on the climate of Indian subcontinent.
Now, listen one thing. Now, first of all, we must give a small input about what is our western disturbances. When we talk about western disturbances, it means we are talking about somewhat, you can say, the cyclones or you can say subtropical cyclones in your Mediterranean Sea region. And we had already know that means they are putting impact on the surrounding area. But here, when we are talking about western cyclonic disturbance in context of India and its subcontinent, we know that we have jet streams also. It means after once we introduce our western cyclonic disturbance, we need to introduce about jet stream also. In short, we had to tell that how jet stream are playing a role with your western cyclonic disturbance. As you can see over here, we have jet streams. Jet stream concept kya tha? Means because the tropical cyclone in our Mediterranean Sea region, Caspian Sea region, they are coming in the contact of jet stream. And as jet stream are, as you can see, subtropical jet streams, they are moving towards the eastern direction. Means as these jet streams are gaining the moisture from the Gulf region, they will going to distribute the rainfall in northwestern part of India. Even we can say in the part of Pakistan, Afghanistan. In that way, we can say that these jet streams are playing a role. Okay, it means we had connect our western disturbance. Sudha.
Yes, sir.
Your mic is on. Can you please turn it off?
Sorry, sir.
Now, it means western disturbance we had linked our jet streams. Now, we had also discussed that the jet stream are playing a role with you can say precipitation. Because of that, you can say the northwestern part of India. You can say northwestern part of India is gaining a rainfall. And that rainfall is playing again a very important role. How come? So they are playing an important role in our rabi cropping in our northwestern part of India. We know that northwestern part of India is largely drier, and we are totally dependent on the irrigation. Although ये month कौन से होंगे in the winters month में वैसे ही northwestern part of India में आपकी rainfall नहीं है, precipitation नहीं है. So because of this western disturbance and jet stream, the northwestern part of India is getting a rainfall. Means हमने irrigation and agriculture को कहीं ना कहीं link कर दिया. Indian economy में agriculture का role play करा दिया with the help of western cyclonic disturbance. As well as we can add few more things. ये सब बच्चे लिखेंगे. What extra we can add? Because of that precipitation, the moisture will going to come in our atmosphere. As moisture will going to come, so means fog season will also going to come. Because of fog, we can say there will be a delay in the trains and the flight timings. One most important thing, these things are in news. Burning of fire farms, farm fire in Punjab, Haryana region. Because jet stream are moving towards eastern direction, what will result? That smoke is going to come in contact of jet stream, and they largely move towards Delhi region. So Delhi में क्या है? Trap. Are you getting my point? In such a way, we can write our answer. Yes or no? Okay. Moving on to. Yes, please. Yes.
अभी जैसे आपने यहाँ पे शुरू किया था डिस्कशन वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस क्या होता है इससे शुरू किया था ना.
Yes.
पहले व्हाट इज वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस बट सर इसमें एक्चुअली जितना तक मुझे समझा था जब पढ़ते था ना कि कंसेप्ट ऑफ वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस का इंडियन क्लाइमेट बताना था. तो इसमें हम लोग इंडियन क्लाइमेट से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं ना, जिस थोड़ा दे सकते हैं ना, इंडियन क्लाइमेट से भी शुरू करके फिर वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस से भी आ सकते हैं ना. तो वो पैटर्न गलत तो नहीं हो जाएगा उसमें?
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. Means we can say that yes, को कुछ नहीं होगा. Means we can say that because of this, you can say this much part of India is getting a rainfall. Okay. Coming on to another one. Can anybody please read out the second question? Yes, why not?
Distribution of minerals in India is uneven and mineral density varies from region to region. Examine the question.
Here we are talking about, if I talk about this question, we are talking about minerals. We are talking about uneven distribution. Now here we are talking about minerals. we can say, in short, we can say India is a vast country with various minerals. One more line we can add: different types of minerals, ferrous, non-ferrous, sedimentary minerals. Now what we need to do, we need to talk about, if possible, we can make a small diagram. We can make a small map of India. Small map of India बना दिया. So in that we can say that southern region largely goes with our igneous rock. So here it is known for your ferrous minerals. You can say the central highland toward the northwestern part of India, this is known for you can say non-ferrous minerals. Largely we can say eastern and western flank is known for our sedimentary minerals. Somewhat we linked with our iron ore, copper, nickel, we linked with our petroleum deposit also, coal deposit also. मीन्स हमने एक छोटा सा डायग्राम बना के, see over here, हमने एक छोटा सा इंडिया का मैप बना के we had given a brief कि we have such kind of thing. Okay, now when I talk about your northeastern region, or we can say eastern region of India, we are talking about Chota Nagpur Plateau, which is known for your coal deposit. If I talk about northeastern region of Assam, we talk about they are known for sedimentary deposit, means oil is available. If I talk about our Jharkhand area, Odisha area, Chota Nagpur region, it is also known for our reserves like iron ore, mica, okay, bauxite, manganese. ये हमारा एक पार्ट हो गया. Simultaneously we can give the what are the minerals we have, and if possible we can add key means which state is known for which mineral. Somewhat we can move to another part, that is you can say the southwestern plateau region. It means we are talking about Goa, Karnataka, which is known for you can say iron ore. Means अब iron ore को जब आप iron ore को अपने पॉइंट में लिया, you can talk about the iron ore belt, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha belt, Chhattisgarh belt, Karnataka region, Goa region. This shows the uneven distribution. Even when we talk about Tamil Nadu, we can add Tamil Nadu is known for your lignite coal. As well as when we talk about your northwestern region, it means we are talking about this region. Ferrous, non-ferrous minerals, copper, silver. In such a way, we can discuss about, you can say, uneven distribution of minerals in India. Are you all with me or not? Means जितना हमें minerals का पता है, ये थोड़ा facts में चल जाएगा. But you have to design. Means आंसर को कैरी कैसे करना है. Small diagram, small map of India will be fruitful for you. Because small map of India में हम easily allocate कर सकते हैं. We are talking about northeastern region. We are talking about, you can say, southern region. We are talking about northwestern region. Okay. Next question. Yes, please.
सर ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन में अभी जैसा क्वेश्चन है, जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का क्वेश्चन था कि मिनरल्स ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन अनइवन है अपने इंडिया में.
Yes.
बट अगर इसका रीजन अगर पूछते हैं सर कि व्हाट इज द रीजन फॉर अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मिनरल्स इन इंडिया, तो इसमें क्या लिख सकते हैं सर इसमें?
You have a reason. India was a part of Gondwana land. Gondwana land means Gondwana kind of crust. As well as in India, what we have, the Deccan Plateau is known for your igneous rock. Why? Coming up of magma. Coming up of magma goes with our minerals we achieve from our igneous rock. आपका eastern and western flank means Assam region, and even we can say Gujarat region, it is known for oil. Why? Because of sedimentary deposits. Sedimentary deposits क्यों? Because of coming up of rivers. कनेक्ट हो गया सर?
अभी रिसेंटली सर एक न्यूज में आया था ना कि एक कोई रिवर था जो मिला था अभी इसमें मॉडल को रिकलेक्ट एक रिवर मिला था जो इसका अंडरग्राउंड रिवर मिला था, एक रिवर चैनल मिला था, तो डिपॉजिट नॉर्थ वेस्टर्न रीजन में शायद से मिला था, तो इससे शायद से का प्रोबेबिलिटी, इसलिए मैंने पूछा था।
No problem.
यहाँ से ठीक है सर।
Coming on to next question.
Discuss the concept of seafloor spreading. It is significant.
When we talk about seafloor spreading, we know that we are talking about the the continuous eruption at the mid-oceanic ridge. Because of this, you can say the Pangea break into two parts. As Pangea break into two parts, they move away from each other. As this this continent break, it results into coming up of, you can say, new magma that bridges between these continent. As they bridges the gap, it led to the formation of oceanic crust, which is thinner and younger in nature. The continental crust is thicker and older in nature. Oceanic crust is somewhere around, you can say, 200 million old, and continental crust is somewhere around 32 million year old. You can also talk about, we are talking about, you can say, ridges. The ridges formed in our mid-oceanic area, the ridges which are closer to the gap area, divergent plate boundary, they are younger. And as we move away from the mid-oceanic ridge, they are older. It means it also tells us about the different ages of these ridges. Are you all with me? What kind of point we can add under your seafloor spreading? Need not to write about the who has given this seafloor spreading. Simple diagram: divergent plate boundary, convection currents are coming, they are moving, they are young, they are old. In such way you can.
सर जिस कंसेप्ट ऑफ सीक्वेंस ट्रेडिंग में हम लोग शुरुआत ऐसे ही करना है कि जो रिच का मैग्मा निकलता है और यहाँ पे फिर वो अर्ली बुक होता है, बट सर रिच का फॉर्मेशन लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है ना इसमें, कि रिच का फॉर्मेशन कैसे होता है, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड है।
देखो, if we talk about, so we can easily sum up that thing in 1 or 2 line also, ना इतना कोई trouble थोड़ा। as magma is coming on over the surface from the mantle layer, it led to the, you can say, drifting of these hits. Because of that, new lava ridges are coming. But mid-oceanic ridge का नाम आना जरूरी है। We can talk about this oceanic crust is younger one and this older one. Because of this seafloor spreading, the scientists were able to know about the different densities of oceanic and continental crust. You can add those things. Coming on to the next one. Anybody else can also read?
Sir, what is urban heat island? Explain the various causes of urban heat island.
When we talk about urban heat island, it means we are talking about metropolitan area. We are saying that our metropolitan area are warmer than your rural area surrounding. Means we are talking about such kind of situation. This is a new concept. When we talk about this thing, we say that one thing's come in our mind. Means we had talked about what is urban heat island. Means we had given in 1 or 2 lines. We need to understand, we need to tell why these urban areas are becoming why these urban areas are becoming urban heat islands. Because of overpopulation, compact area, material, the kind of material they are made up of. That material is, you can say, good insulator. They are holding the heat, as well as try to link with the current things. These urban areas are known for vehicles. Urban areas are known for factories. As these urban areas are known for factories, you can say known for vehicles, they are spreading the smoke. And we know carbon dioxide traps the heat. If I compare the carbon dioxide in the Delhi-like area, it will be more as comparison to the fringe area or the rural area, the nearby area. Result क्या होगा? We can connect the long waves and the short waves. The sun rays are coming to the Earth's surface as Earth's surface is radiating back that in the form of long waves. So result क्या होगा? That heat will be trapped as the carbon dioxide. So it result into your more temperature in those areas as comparison to the nearby areas. Are you getting my point? It means we had given these are the reasons of the urban heat island. So this is the reason why Delhi like region having a higher temperature as comparison to nearby area. We had given the reason. Now we can also give the reason how to mitigate it. अब सर प्रॉब्लम तो आ गई है, अब क्या करें? एग्जामिनर ने पूछा नहीं है, but we can add these things under a conclusion. What measures we need to take to make Delhi-like area to stop Delhi-like area as your urban heat island. Increase your green cover, install your green roof, as well as जो recent आपका एग्जांपल चल रहा है दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का, रेड लाइट ऑन, गाड़ी इंजन ऑफ, यू कैन ऐड, अल्टीमेटली क्या कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कम होगा, हीट ट्रैप कम होगी. To understand one thing, if our understanding is better, our answer will be better. अगर हम इसी फ्लो में हम आंसर लिख रहे हैं, एग्जामिनर जो रीड कर रहा है उसको भी इजी लग रहा है ना समझने में, वेरी गुड, मार्क्स एक आगे चले जाएंगे. Need to underline the important lines, need to underline the important words, try to make it short and simple. बहुत ज्यादा अंदर नहीं घुसना. Spray and move. Spray and move. It is going to help you. Done. Moving on to next one. Simple one.
Discuss the detailed erosional and depositional life cycle of coastal area.
Now, when we talk about your erosional and deposition life cycle of coastal area, it means we are talking about the waves, the role of waves. Means we know that, as you can see in the picture, waves are coming and they are hitting the cliff area. As they are not going on the height, और नीचे के एरिया को हिट कर रहे हैं. As they are hitting, the what was the result? The destruction or weathering is taking place in this area. तो रिजल्ट क्या है सर? ये एरिया आपका गैप में इंक्रीज हो रहा है. तो टाइम विल कम that the upper area will going to get down and it will going to deposit in your seashore area. What will be the result? Result into the formation of beaches, as you can see on your graphic. मीन्स क्या है सर? बीचेस बन जाएंगे. मीन्स आपने इंट्रोड्यूस वो कर दिया कोस्टल एरिया को. You are means you can make a simple diagram also. वाला result in the formation of beaches. Means वो erosion हो गया, ये क्या हो गया? Deposition हो गया. The form of beaches. That you can talk about your barrier beach, you can talk about lagoon. Please.
सर जो श्रीलंका एंड इंडिया के बीच में जो एक राम सेतु है, पार्क स्ट्रेट है, वो किस चीज का एग्जांपल होगा?
Actually, if I talk about, means we can say that in some areas where deposition of sediments are there, it can be Tambolo, but that area is largely the, you can say, emergence boundary hai. That's why we are telling कि वो हमारा कुछ area है. But if I talk about historically, तो we say that कि yes, Setu was there, but that area is the example of your emergence coastline. If you try to link, means if some areas we say that so in like island thoda dur hai, but there is a gap, and gap is filled by the you can the sediments. So we can say we are talking about Tambolo. Yes or no?
सर यहीं पे डिसैलिनेशन कर रही है अभी श्रीलंका गवर्नमेंट, ताकि वहां से कंटेनर टर्मिनल वगैरह पास हो पाए.
बट अगेन वो इन्वायरमेंटल कंसर्न में उसको मना कर रहे हैं, रिलीजियस पॉइंट पे इंडिया मना कर रहा है. Are you able to see a new image? Means we can say
Yes, sir.
we can say that we have this situation, and because of the constant wave, next result will be this. Means high cliff area क्या बन गया, चीज बन गए because of deposition. Do we say this thing or not? So no. Because of waves, what we have we have waves, we have arch, we have stock, we have stump, and means these areas are breaking. Because of breaking, that is called as erosion, and they are depositing this sediment in the form of beaches. Erosion and deposition goes hand in hand. So no. Okay, moving on to next one.
और इसमें खाली मेंशन करना होगा, कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन या कुछ इसके बारे में बताना होगा.
You need to explain.
मतलब one line of
Yes. Means first of all need to tell about the coastal area. And coastal area is most, you can say, destructive one, as well as inki means you can say structure change frequently because of, you can say, waves. How come? Then add. Means यहाँ पे हम दिखा रहे हैं ना, यहाँ पे erosion हो रहा है, deposition भी हो रहा है. You need to, first of all, let me tell you, need to add. Means ये waves क्या कर रही हैं, ये breaking, cliffs are getting down, as it is a part of, means ये part क्या हो गया, erosion का हो गया. They are depositing in the form of these sediments are getting deposited. As these sediments are getting deposited, तो result क्या हो रहा है, result in the formation of beaches. तो beaches में क्या क्या है, you can add these things, you can add these names. Even we can also talk about your wave cut platform. We can also talk about these caves, arch, stack. These are the example of, you can say, erosion. Erosion का है तो वो किसका example है, deposition का. Deposition का example है. Okay. In one diagram we can represent both the things, or maximum two. Okay, going on to the next one.
Discuss in detail how the Earth atmosphere system maintain heat balance.
When we talk about the Earth atmosphere maintain heat balance, we know that sir, insolation vary in our Earth. There are some area which receive good amount of rainfall. There are some area which receive less amount of rainfall. We can see that tropical area getting they get the rainfall somewhere. I'm sorry, they're getting the sunlight. They're getting a sunlight somewhere around, you can say 320 watts per meter area. But if I talk about the pool region, they are hardly getting the 70. It means your insolation varies. Now just try to understand, when we talk about insolation, we are talking about the sunlight. It means we say that when sunlight is coming to the Earth's surface, and when they are coming in the Earth's surface, they are coming in the form of long wave. When they are coming in the form of long waves. So we also know that when that sunlight is coming onto the Earth's surface is getting heated because of conduction. It means layer by layer. Second, the form of convections. Second, we can say advection, means transfer of heat from one place to another place. The help of winds. Best example we can say loo. Wind जो है speedily move कर रही है, तो result क्या हो रहा है? It is taking heat from one place to another place. So it means overall सब जगह पे आपका heat transfer हो रही है. We can say also one more thing, that because of these things we can say the the heat is transferred from heat surplus zone to heat deficit zone. The heat is transferred from your heat surplus zone to heat deficit zone. तो result क्या हो रहा है सर? इसकी वजह से बैलेंस बना हुआ है अर्थ के बीच में. मींस इक्वेटोरियल एरियाज आर नॉट गेटिंग टू मच ऑफ द हीट. अगर सर हीट याद रहती है और हीट ट्रांसफर नहीं होती, रिजल्ट क्या होता? तो यूरोप रीजन हमेशा फ्रिजिड रहते और इक्वेटर रीजन, ट्रॉपिकल रीजन हमेशा बहुत हॉट रहते. Wind is moving from one place to another place. Afterwards, we can also add about terrestrial radiation. Yes, we can exactly talk about your heat budget. Sunrays are coming. We can talk about albedo. We talk about means देखो बेटा, heat surplus to heat deficit. We can talk about albedo, cloud cover, dust particle and ice particle. Means some part, approximate 35 units of the earth sun rays are moving in the atmosphere, not coming to the earth's surface, and you can say 14 are absorbed by the atmosphere in the form of gases. Result क्या हुआ? 51 सर अर्थ के पास आ गई. As 51 is come, result क्या हुआ? The 17 is radiated back. Result क्या हुआ? तो जितनी भी हमारे पास सनलाइट रहेगी वो धीरे धीरे in the form of short wavelength move in the atmosphere. And slowly by the night they also move in the atmosphere. Means क्या हुआ? हीट बजट बैलेंस हो गया. हीट बजट हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था. With able to recall? Means if you are not aware of heat budget, you have to read.
मैंने आंसर में हीट बजट ही लिख दिया.
But we have to go with the flow. We need to discuss about conduction, convection, advection. अगर हमारे पास को अगर इतना लिख देते हैं बहुत sufficient है. अगर still हमारे पास some space है और you can say examiner is asking, then we can talk about heat budget also. Otherwise, these things are sufficient. Getting a point? It means with the help of this question, we have introduced long wavelength, we have introduced short wavelength. How Earth maintain your heat balance. Moving on to next one.
Explain the factors for the location of fertilizer industry in the world. How is India placed on the status of fertilizer industry?
Now again one thing. Fertilizer industry, first of all, we're talking about NPK, nitrogen, potash, and your phosphorus. Then, why we need fertilizers? We know that because of the growing population demand, we need more food. To feed that large population, we need what we require. We require more crops. We know that India, with respect to the population size and with respect to India's land size, population is more, land is less. So India goes with our intensive agriculture. Because we are going with intensive agriculture, the nutrient value of the land is decreasing day by day and by day. So to maintain that level, what we are doing? We are adding fertilizers. We can add green revolution. After green revolution, demand of fertilizer increasing in India. Because of that, you can say fertilizer industry also spread in India. If I talk about today's scenario, we can say that means हमें फ्लो के साथ साथ इंडिया को कनेक्ट करना है. जितना इंडिया कनेक्ट करोगे उतना आप कंफर्टेबल आप भी रहोगे, एग्जामिनर भी रहेगा. We can talk about Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Punjab, Kerala. They produce half of the country's fertilizer. Even after green revolution, there is a huge demand of, you can say, fertilizer industry. Now simultaneously, we can talk about India means how India is, you can say, what is the, you can say, ranking of India in terms of fertilizer. We say that India is the third largest and consumer of fertilizer in the world, as well as India is importing fertilizer from different countries like USA, Russia, Canada. We can add simultaneously about your factors affecting industries and fertilizer can come like raw material. जहाँ raw material easily available होगा वहाँ पे आपको industry मिलनी चाहिए. You can say availability of labor, availability of electricity. ये basic points हैं location of industry के. When we talk about fertilizer industry, we talk about the presence of oil refinery. We talk about natural gas क्योंकि वहां से यूरिया मिलता है. We talk about infrastructure like pipeline infrastructure so that fertilizer can be transport from one place to another place, as well as you can talk about port facilities. Jonathan, everybody, is that clear to you? Nishant, will you read the next question?
The second part of the question था, how is India placed on the status of fertilizer industry? इसमें सिर्फ ये एक लाइन लिखना sufficient होगा क्या कि India is
नहीं. I'm just giving you hint ना. I'm just giving you hint. Means we know that means why the different companies from around the world, why they are investing in India? Because the population, so huge demand is there. So such kind of point we have to reduce.
इसमें national urea policy भी लिख सकते हैं ना सर हम लोग?
थोड़ा सा spray and move. If we can talk about some of the agreements placed by India and other countries, so we can add. We can add that you can say Canada is the largest producer of. I have written also in one of the copy. Yes, I had written also the Canada is the largest producer of potash in the world. 1/3 of potash is coming from. When we can talk about India, means Tamil Nadu is the 3rd largest producer and consumer of fertilizer in India. When we can talk about Gujarat, Gujarat is the largest producer. Status आ रहा है ना इंडिया का. Gujarat is the largest producer. 1/4 of the production of nitrogen and potash fertilizer is coming from Gujarat.
इसमें ऐसे ये स्टेटस जो फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री पूछ रहे थे अभी जैसे इसमें कंटेम्पररी सिनेरियो में ऐसे लिख सकते हैं ना हम लोग कि इंडिया इज मोर फोकस्ड ऑन जैसे पहले ऐसा होता था कि सब्सिडीज डायरेक्ट फार्मर्स को नहीं देते हम लोग फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री के प्रोडक्शन वाले को देते थे कि आप फार्मर्स आधा पैसा ले लीजिए आधा पैसा सरकार से डायरेक्ट आपको सब्सिडी के तौर पर मिल जाएगी तो अभी ये चेंज हो रहा है तो कि अभी फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्रीज को सब्सिडी नहीं देके फार्मर्स को सब्सिडी दे रहे हैं इससे इम्पैक्ट फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री पे पड़ रहा है इंडिया में क्योंकि अभी पहले ऐसा था कि इसका जो यूरिया का प्रोडक्ट था वो नॉन एग्रीकल्चर में भी यूज होता था जिसके कारण फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री वन ऑफ द रीजन था कि ग्रो होना है इसमें इंडिया में तो उस पर रोक लगा दिया बिकॉज ऑफ द मैंडेटरी पॉलिसी ऑफ यूरिया पॉलिसी की अभी इसमें ऐसा होगा ये स्टेटस जो अफेक्ट हुआ है फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री का ये रीजन लिखना पड़ेगा ना इसमें सर कि नहीं लिख सकते हम लोग
देखो सी you can add but you have to mold your answer in such a way वो ऐसा ना लगे कि आप अलग से सिर्फ पॉइंट कर रहे हैं इसमें कोई सेंस नहीं बन रही है अगर आप कनेक्ट कर देंगे तो इजी है अदरवाइज रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है you have to make your things straight and simple okay moving on to next one
What is the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020? Discuss its advantage and challenges in India.
Whenever we talk about National Electric Mobility Plan in 2020, we have to tell कि means ये introduce कब हुआ. First of all, it is introduced in year 2013. And what was the major aim of this plan? Its major aim is to, you can say, provide, or you can say put, or you can say promote your electrical vehicle in India. Government already had a aim that by 2020 they will going to introduce 6 to 7 million electrical vehicle in India. उससे क्या होगा? ना खुद ही कनेक्ट करना है, उससे क्या होगा?
सर पेरिस एग्रीमेंट के
कनेक्ट कर दिया. As well as what we can say, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड पे कंट्रोल होगा. इस एग्रीमेंट का और करते हुए कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का होगा. Even we can say that it will going to create more jobs. Now, as well as we can say, with the help of it, what we can say, we can attract the FDIs in our country. As FDIs will going to come in our country, the result will be that foreign exchange reserve will going to increase. As your foreign exchange reserve will going to increase, so result क्या होगा? Sir, you can say foreign exchange reserve will going to increase. So ultimately, we can also say one more thing. As we will going to put more emphasis on electronic vehicles, sir, एक result और हो सकता है. India's foreign exchange deficit will going to decrease because India largely import 85% of crude from other countries. Result क्या हुआ? India का foreign exchange जो deficit है वो कहीं ना कहीं कम हो रहा है. Are you getting my point? You can also connect same with your sustainable development goal. Sustainable development goals भी link कर दिया. Now coming on to the challenges. Means अच्छा हमारा prepare हो गया ये. अच्छा base दे दिया हमने. Now coming on challenges. What kind of challenges we have? First of all, we can say that psychology you have to change. Is how you can counsel the people to move toward electric car from your petrol or diesel car. Even we can say that, sir, you need to introduce the infrastructure to support electronic vehicles. For that, you have to make the charging station across the country. And if we move with your National Electric Mobility Mission Plan, it means you can also say that, sir, we are moving towards our smart city plan. Smart city को connect कर दिया. I'm getting my point. Even you have to say that government need to provide the subsidies. Government need to provide subsidies. Getting my point? I think you are jotting down these points. Means अपने flow बनाओ सीधा. अगर आपको समझने में इजी लग रहा है, समझाने में भी इजी है आपके लिए.
तो सब्सिडी का तो पूरा गवर्नमेंट ने स्टेप ले लिया है ना इसमें. ये तो स्टेप टेकन करके इसमें डालना पड़ेगा ना हम लोग को कि ये स्टेप टेकन करके.
No problem, you can write. एग्जामिनर को पढ़ने में मजा आना चाहिए और हमने ये करवाना है. ठीक है, moving on to next question.
सर ये जो लास्ट 2-3 क्वेश्चन हुआ है इसमें तो कुछ डायग्राम्स बनाने का स्कोप ही नहीं है ना इसमें. ये सब चीज में तो जानबूझ के ऐसा डालना भी तो गलत होगा ना.
नहीं ऐसा जानबूझ के नहीं करना. देखो, डायग्राम इज टू मेक यू कंफर्टेबल एंड टू एग्जामिनर कंफर्टेबल, because whatever you are explaining in the diagram, with the help of diagram you can easily write it.
Explain the significance and limitation of fertigation of agriculture in India.
Now, when we talk about fertigation, what do you mean by fertigation? First of all, the fertigation means we are linking irrigation without fertilizers. Fertigation means irrigation without fertilizers, means desired nutrient we are putting in the field. Desired nutrient we are putting in the field. it is called as your fertigation. With the help of enhanced technology, we are putting it. It is also called as, you can say, control system, control fertilizer system, in which we are inserting the fertilizer with the as per the need of the you can say crop. It's a new concept. It's a new concept. Now we can also say that with the help of this fertigation, we can say we can directly insert the, you can say, nutrients in the plant roots. Jitna unko required hai, they will going to take. It will also going to reduce your evaporation. Means wastage will going to reduce. Even we can say it is really you can say it also save the labor and energy cost. Even the chemical fertilizer use कर रहे हैं वो भी आपके adequate amount में जाएंगे. Fertilizer can be easily dissolved in the water, fully dissolved in the water, so that you can say you can meet the specific demand of the crop nutrient. But you need to talk about the challenges also. Challenges, you can say, lack of technology. Means हमारे farmers जो हैं poor farmers है, ऐसी machineries नहीं है. Even we can say non availability of liquid fertilizers. कि mixing के लिए आपको liquid fertilizer चाहिए ना, कि आपके liquid fertilizer easily mix up हो जाएंगे. Even we can say lack of research is done in this area. Even government has to make the policies which are largely कहते हैं in such area. We didn't make the कहते policies. We have to provide the infrastructure to the farmers. No point.
Yes, sir.
Coming on to gas. Coming to next question. Gas hydrate. Come on, please.
What are gas hydrates? Discuss its potential in Indian Ocean.
Now, when we talk about gas hydrate, it means we are talking about your solid ice crystals which consist of methane. Okay. Now we say we can add that gas hydrate are largely found in recently found in our Krishna Godavari basin. That can be act as a you can say fuel for our future needs. Again, we can connect fuel है reduce dependency. हमने last question में discuss किया, last question में reduce dependency, all these things we can add. Where we found this your gas hydrate over your continental shelf area, your polar region also, which can play you can say play a very important role, you can say while influencing your climate or you can say environment. It can also fulfill the India's national energy requirement. It can also add, it can help in our sustainable development goal. My point. As well as where we found these hydrates in our India. Right on. Even we can connect in the same way. It will going to reduce the dependency of crude oil. Again, it will go if we able to bring the FDIs in this sector. So what will be the result? Foreign exchange reserve will going to come. We can link the same thing with our India's clean energy mission. हो गया काम? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Rohit, getting confused? Clarity मिल रही है?
सर ये एक्सप्लोरेशन इनिशिएटिव था ना मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस का, वो इससे रिलेटेड है क्या?
तो वो यूएस और इंडिया का
I don't think so.
सर आवाज आ रहा है? हेलो,
Yes, please.
सर अभी रिसेंटली एक इंडिया यूएस का एक एक्सप्लोरेशन हुआ था बे ऑफ बंगाल में, तो जिसमें गैस हाइड्रेट का रिजर्व मिला था बहुत सारा
ONGC के साथ. Yes.
हाँ मतलब वो ऐसा था कि गैस हाइड्रेट पहले भी मिला था, बट दिस वाज समथिंग विच कुड हैव बीन यूज्ड इजीली, मतलब ऐसा। तो रिसेंटली वो मिनिस्ट्री के साथ, तो उसको उसकी कंटेक्स्ट में इसका आंसर लिखना रहेगा कि ये पोटेंशियल की जिसका एक पोटेंशियल इन इंडियन ओशन में होगा ना सर इसमें, तो वो एक्चुअली
इंडिया
वो
के
थोड़ा
कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ही जाएगा, वो भी तो इंडियन ओशन का पार्टी तो है।
वो उसी के कंटेक्स्ट में लिखना पड़ेगा ना
यस
सर
यस
ये।
यस, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। को मोर यू कनेक्ट विद इंडिया, मोर यू विल बी कंफर्टेबल। हमें हमें वहां पे जाके मालदीव्स वगैरह बात नहीं करनी, हमें इंडिया के कंटेक्स्ट में बात करनी है, हम कर लेंगे इजीली। Okay, Nishant, this point is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to find your means areas where we can work more?
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving on to next one. Very good question. Let's see.
How a burgeoning population and rapid infrastructural development have put tremendous pressure on the water bodies of the cities, reducing their area, quantity, quality. Discuss in the context of some recent example.
Now understand one thing. This question is linking with our population, with our infrastructure, with our water bodies. And largely we are talking about our cities. So first of all, when we talk about cities, it means we are talking about urban population. First of all, we need to introduce little about population. We can directly connect with our urban population, and we can talk about the recent statistics. 2011 के census के साथ इस urban population is somewhat, you can say, 77 million. We are given a base. You can also say that urban population is expanding and expanding. It is said that by 2050 the urban population and you can say urban and the rural population will going to be equal. What will be the then scenario in your urban area with respect to resources like water? There is shortage of houses, slums will be more there, shortage of you can say water connection अभी भी है, भी होंगे, you can say sewage problem, ये सब चीजें connect हो जाएगा, you can easily connect. We can also give the recent example of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is already saying that by 2020 you can say 21 cities will going to be run with your groundwater. You will easily give the example of Chennai water crisis last year हुए थे. Even we can also say about some of the statistics that it is already said that by 2030 40% of population of India will have no access to drinking water. Why we have such kind of scenario? 15 marks का question है. We have to expand. Why we have such kind of scenario? Because of increasing population, rampant unchecked population, urbanization. And in urban areas, we are adding the peoples. We are not talking about water. We are going with our poor rainwater harvesting, over exploitation of your groundwater, encroachments of you can say wetlands. Example, 1960s में there are somewhere around 400 lakes in our Bangalore region. अब कितनी है? Hardly 50. Same goes with Hyderabad also. You can add the Hyderabad example. Hyderabad में recent flood you can add. We can say that if we have such kind of areas like lakes क्या करेंगी? They will going to store that water. They will going to store that water, at least कुछ तो help मिलेगी. Getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
You can also add the example of Delhi. Means we are saying that because of rampant urbanization, there are more encroachments. Your local water bodies and they are getting vanished.
Sir, is it okay if we do not add the statistics?
Okay, fine, no problem. जरूरी नहीं है. But if you are aware, देखो, to very frank, such kind of questions and आपको कुछ छोटी चीजें याद कर लीजिए, सिंपल चीजें हैं ये सब चीजें न्यूज में थी इसलिए. मींस इफ आई टॉक अबाउट पॉपुलेशन, थोड़ा बहुत स्टैटिस्टिक्स पता होना चाहिए कि हमारी अर्बन पॉपुलेशन कितनी है।
सर
सम वाटर रिपोर्ट्स,
ये
बिकॉज ये वाटर इंडस्ट्री सारे क्वेश्चन आने ही आने हैं, कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग मिस कर सकते हैं। रोहित, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू।
सर ये क्वेश्चन हम लोग अभी रिसेंटली लास्ट ईयर एक साउथ अफ्रीका में बहुत बड़ा वाटर क्राइसिस आया था, तो जिसमें पूरा का पूरा पानी खत्म हो गया था। तो उसका एग्जांपल लिख सकते हैं ना सर?
बिल्कुल लिख सकते हो, बिल्कुल लिख सकते हो, बट मोर यू राइट इंडियाज एग्जांपल, इट विल बी इजी।
इंडिया का सर हैदराबाद का केस तो सब लोग को पता है, बट हैदराबाद में ऐसा बोल रहे हैं कि कमिंग 10 इयर्स में पानी पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा हैदराबाद एंड बैंगलोर में, एज पर द रिसेंट सर्वे। बट अभी जैसे कंटेक्स्ट, अभी रिसेंट एग्जाम्पल में जैसा लिख रहे हैं, तो अभी ये 10 साल बाद जो प्रेडिक्शन हो रहा है साउथ अफ्रीका में, वो हो चुका है कि उन लोग के पास पानी नहाने की भी नहीं है, तो वो प्रॉब्लम फेस हो। तो ऐसे हम लोग लिख सकते हैं ना इसको कि ये लर्निंग फ्रॉम द एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ अदर नेशंस।
परफेक्ट, यू कैन राइट।
और इसमें स्वच्छ भारत अभियान भी लिख सकते हैं ना सर, कि क्लीनलीनेस के कारण, जैसा भी दिल्ली में यमुना नदी बहुत गंदा हो गया था, तो और गंगा का जो गंगा नेशनल गंगा मिशन हुआ है, ये भी पानी साफ करने के लिए बेसिकली। तो ये सब एग्जांपल इस क्वेश्चन के कंटेक्स्ट में लिख सकते हैं सर?
यस, यू कैन राइट, यू कैन राइट, यू कैन राइट। 15 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है, तो यू हैव टू राइट डिफरेंट पैराग्राफ्स बनाइए, उनमें कनेक्ट करिए, एग्जांपल लेके, थिंग्स विल बी इजी। Now it will be an open-ended question. We have to write down what the measures we can take to stop such kind of situation. जैसे आपने बोला, what we can do? Recycling water, waste treatment plant. We have to come up with adequate infrastructure so that we can control the urban floods like जो हैदराबाद में हुआ. Production of, you can say, local water bodies. Even we can come up with the concept of sponge city, जो कि चाइना ने कहीं ना कहीं इंट्रोड्यूस किया।
तो अभी वो भी कंसेप्ट लिख सकते हैं ना, वो जो एंशिएंट इंडिया में जैसा वाटर बॉडीज का ये था, कैनाल इरिगेशन का जो मेथड यूज कर सकते हैं, वो भी हम लोग लिख सकते हैं ना?
यस 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 यस,
कर्नाटक में
we can connect and
स्पॉन्ज सिटी एक बार बता सकते हैं क्या सर, क्या है ये? थोड़ा सा स्पॉन्ज सिटी क्या है एग्जैक्टली?
स्पॉन्ज सिटी इज इट इज सेम लाइक ए स्पंज, मींस वाटर अगर अर्बन एरिया में आ रहा है, मींस वहां पे एज इन मटेरियल से आपकी स्पॉन्ज सिटी बनी हुई है, मींस वाटर इज कमिंग एंड इट इज पर्कुलेटिंग डाउन। वो सीधा कहां जा रहा है? आपके ग्राउंड वाटर में जा रहा है, मींस आपका ग्राउंड वाटर को फिल कर रहा है वो। स्पॉन्ज सिटी का कांसेप्ट
बेसिकली इसका खाली एक ही मोटिव है कि ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल बढ़ाने के लिए।
एग्जैक्टली, यू कैन इवन वी कैन से दैट कि वहां पे हमने ऐसे अंदर कहते हैं प्लांट्स लगाए हुए हैं, मींस आपके व्हाट वी से वेसल्स लगाई हुई हैं ऐसे हमने, जिनके थ्रू वाटर आ भी रहा है, अगर एक्सेसिव वाटर भी आ रहा है तो साइमल्टेनियसली वाटर क्या आपका वो लैंड में जा अंडरग्राउंड जा रहा है, अंडरग्राउंड वो जाके नीचे स्टोर हो जाएगा। ये स्पॉन्ज सिटी का वर्ड स्पॉन्ज से आया, स्पॉन्ज होता ना, यूं प्रेस किया, और ऐसा नहीं होगा कि प्रेस किया तो आपकी सिटी ऐसी होगी, बट ऐसे मटेरियल से बन रहा है ताकि वो वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब कर सके।
तो इसे कंट्रोल मेजर के तौर पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं ना सर इंडिया में?
आपकी वॉइस थोड़ी,
हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए।
तो इसको एज अ फ्लड कंट्रोल मेजर भी यूज कर सकते हैं?
यस 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 यस। ओके, कमिंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
What are the factors for Asian continent being a great reservoir of fisheries in the world? Discuss the concerns of the US on the WTO regarding commercial fishing vehicles activities in India.
Okay, great, thank you. Here we are talking about Asian countries, great reservoirs of fisheries in the world. Asian countries are known for fishing. Here we are also talking about the reservoirs, means artificial reservoir made by the Asian countries so that their people can able to do the fishing. How we can connect Asia, largest continent, we can say large population, large coastline. It is basically bringing the 50% of global fishes. 50% of global fishes of the world. Even we can say China, India, Indonesia, Philippines, they are the major producers. We can also connect the Asia with our, you can say, Oroshivo and you can Oroshivo and Ovoshivo current. Merging current, known for fishing ground, to plankton, ये सब connect कर दिया. As well as we can talk few more things. Physical environment, temperature, rainfall, and insolation is good. That's why we can say in Asiatic region we have our fishes. Technology, production, market, ये सब हम लिख देंगे. But here we need to focus how these developing countries like India, they are protecting their fisher farmers as they are providing the subsidies. As they are providing the subsidies to their fishing farmer, they are regulating them that they can do fishing in the small areas also. उसका result क्या है? They are providing livelihood to their local fishing farmer. This is the concern of WTO and USA. Why? Try to understand this thing. India is not importing the, you can say, fishery product, fishes from these developed countries. And WTO is saying that you are over exploiting it. As you are going with the over exploitation because you are providing subsidies to your fishing farmers. So result क्या है? Because of over exploitation, few species of fishes are getting destroyed, vanishing. WTO concerns that we need to rebuild it. WTO is focusing on sustainable development goal. WTO is saying that we need to reduce your overfishing. Now, what India is saying that they have to.
समझा नहीं, आप रिपीट करेंगे इसके लास्ट.
WTO का concern क्या है? India is not importing the, or basically US का import है, because these are the countries which are exporting your fishes. India is not a very good importer of fishes. Why? Because Indian government is providing support to the fisher farmers. Even Indian government allowed, you can say, fish breeding centers. Fish breeding center हो रहा है. इंडिया के छोटे छोटे जो places हैं वो export भी कर रहे हैं. WTO is saying it is your illegal over exploitation. WTO want to reduce such kind of thing. They are saying that you have to come under the guidelines of the fishing activity which are given by the WTO. Because of that overfishing, global food security support will be there. You can say you can rebuild your fish stock. Even you can say they are helping with the help of it they can able to achieve sustainable development goal. Basically talking about your below the water life. India is saying that India is not going with the same policies. Why? India is saying that if India will not going to provide this subsidy to its fishing community, it will going to come under the question mark of the livelihood of those locals. Ultimately, इससे interest किसका होगा? Big industries का. Ultimately, interest किसका होगा? Big industries का. India's local market will going to vanish. A concern there. Getting my point?
तो इसमें सोल्यूशन भी देना पड़ेगा ना कि इसका वे आउट क्या है, निकाल सकते हैं. कंटिन्यूएशन करना पड़ेगा बिकॉज इंडिया के कंसर्न से अगर देखेंगे तो सब्सिडी हटाना
देखो यस यही है. इंक्लूड ऐसे करना है कि हम लोग इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की उस पॉलिसी को कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ना करें. वी कैन नॉट से इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी गंदी है, खराब है. एंड वन मोर थिंग, इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, कोई भी ऐसा क्वेश्चन है नीड नॉट टू ऑफेंड द गवर्नमेंट. if you want to offend in such a way that कि वो बात बोली भी जाए और exactly हम लोग offend भी ना करें.
तो इस केस में तो सर हम लोग को गवर्नमेंट का पॉलिसी को वी कैन नॉट टेल अगेंस्ट इट ना, बिकॉज अगर हम लोग ये सब्सिडी हटा देते हैं तो आप मार्केट विल बी
तो
फ्लडेड
बिल्कुल सही ना, आपकी लोकल मार्केट तो खत्म हो जाएगी फिर आपकी, फिर तो ट्रॉलर्स ही आएंगे. ये पहले भी कंसेप्ट आया था कि आई थिंक ईयर और 2 बैक, मींस कुछ एरियाज में ट्रॉलर्स को मना किया हुआ था, दे कैन नॉट कम अप विद ट्रॉलर्स, फिशिंग ट्रॉलर्स. लोकल प्लेयर है फिर वो तो कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएंगे. या फिर आपको ऐसा करना चाहिए कि आपकी जो फिशिंग कम्युनिटी उसको इतना स्ट्रांग बना दो. अगर हमारे इंडिया में बहुत लार्ज फिशिंग मार्केट है, क्यों है? क्योंकि इंडिया की बहुत बड़ी आपकी कोस्टल लाइन भी बहुत बड़ी है, हमारे ट्रेडिशन और कस्टम अलाउ करते हैं फिशेस को. यू कैन ऐड दो थिंग्स.
इंग्लैंड मार्केट भी बहुत ज्यादा है ना सर अपना.
सॉरी, यस
इंग्लैंड
यस
मार्केट
यस यस. उसी का नाम तो आपका रिजर्वायर्स ऑफ फिशिंग हो गया. रिजर्वायर बना दिया, वही तो कहा ना मैं अपना. फिश ब्रीडिंग कर रहे हैं. गेटिंग अ पॉइंट?
ऐसे खत्म कर सकते हैं ना हम लोग कि the policies of government are in line with the objectives of farmers in the country, and we should keep focused on not responding to any of the pressures of the WTO. ऐसे करके लिखना सही रहेगा क्या इसको कि WTO
एग्जैक्टली WTO को ऐसे नहीं बोलना कि हम WTO को ऐसा कर रहे हैं, नहीं, ओपन एंडेड छोड़ देना है.
कंक्लूजन में क्या लिखना चाहिए था इसमें?
Means we can say that we have to uplift our this fishing community by providing them this support, or as well as we can say that means infrastructure support मिलनी चाहिए उनको. As well as we have to take care that we must not go with the over exploitation. Such kind of things you can add. Okay. Moving on to next one.
Weathering and deposition is a continuous process. In light of the above statement, it says that different geomorphic agents play a role in this process.
This, when we talk about weathering and deposition, this same kind of question हमने पहले coastal में देखा था. But here when we talk about weathering and deposition, here we are talking about geomorphic agent. First of all, in this question we are talking about this one. We are talking about your exogenic agent, exogenic forces. Exogenic forces means we are talking about weathering. Weathering can be your physical, chemical and biological, and is break हो गया. Now they are eroded with the help of ice, river water, sea winds and underground water. It means these erosion agent are playing a role of deposition. लेकिन किसने किया? Physical, chemical and biological किन्ने? Yes or no? Now if I talk about, let's talk about a river. We are saying that they are the continuous process. Yes, they are continuous process. Now if I talk about the river, here we can say river is flowing down the slope. As river is flowing down the slope, because of gravity, because of force, they are also breaking the thing. Simultaneously they are depositing also. See, deltas is a best example of deposition. You can say waterfall is the best example of, you can say waterfall is the best example of, you can say erosion. Weathering क्या फोर्स के साथ यहाँ किया, देखिए सी ओवर हियर, यहाँ डिपोजिशन हो रहा है, प्लंज पूल बन रहा है because of force and gravity. The same way we can say as river is flowing, river are coming with the sediments, so sediments are deposited on the floodplain area, so they are called as deposition. Means if are you able to see in the image, normal river water is there, but at the time of flood, excessive water is here, excessive water with force, they are breaking the mountain, and that sediments are deposited over some place. So deposition क्या है? वो आपका ये एग्जांपल दिया नेचुरल लीफ का. over here see, river is flowing, erode हुआ या deposit हुआ, erode हुआ, deposit हुआ. Deposit means erosion can be a part of meanders. Point bars जो आपके सबमिट हो रहे हैं, ये क्या है आपका? Deposition. It means we can take the example of different 15 marks का question है. We can take at least 2 or 3 cycles. So we can talk about your rivers. We can say we can talk about waves. Waves का platform जैसे हमने किया वो कर सकते हैं. Then we can talk about your glaciers. Glaciers भी क्या करते हैं? They are moving. When they are moving down the slope, horn बन रहा है, artery बन रहा है, you can say hanging valley बन रहा है. ये सब है erosion है. We talk about deposition. We talk about, you can say, moronies. We can talk about, you can say, dump. We can talk about outwash plain. वो सब किस में आ रहा है आपका? These things are coming under, say, our glacier cycle. The same way we can talk about deserts also. When I talk about deserts, it means we are talking about the wind. Wind is blowing, the wind is making hole, wind is making your mushroom rocks. तो क्या है आपका एग्जांपल किसका है? Erosion का. We talk about deposition, we can talk about sand dunes. We can talk about sand dunes. It's different type of sand dunes. Transverse, longitudinal, barchans. सारे एग्जांपल किसके हो गए आपके? Deposition के. That way we can go with. Are you all with me? Nishant, with.
Yes sir, yes sir.
है ना? Small diagram, थोड़ा diagram बनाइए, एक्सप्लेन करिए, आगे बढ़ जाइए, so that हम अपनी वो दोनों चीजों को कवर कर पाए कि how we are talking about weathering, how we are talking about deposition. It means we can say that erosion and deposition are both are continuous process. Try to understand one more thing. The river से erosion हुआ, deposit कहाँ पे हुआ? डेल्टा में एक्सेसिव आ रहा है तो आगे कहां गया? कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ में गया. कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ से एबेसल प्लेन में आ गया. कन्वर्जन प्लेट बाउंड्री थी, कहां चले गया? मेंटल लेयर में. मेंटल लेयर से क्या हुआ? फिर से बाहर आ गया इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मैग्मा,
लावा.
इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मैग्मा, लावा. फिर जाके कन्वर्ज हो रहा है, चल रहा है, साइकिल है, चली जा रही है. पॉइंट. Okay, come on, please. Next one.
In light of the above statement, discuss the different geomorphic agents which play the role. इसमें agents के बारे में बोला है तो
बेटा agents क्या हुए? Erosions हो गए. Agent is glacier cycle, wave cycle, sea waves, winds.
Physical और biological weathering explain नहीं करना है सर?
हिंट देने के लिए weathering है क्या? weathering किस वजह से? तो फिजिकल है. Means रिवर वाटर इज फ्लोइंग तो ब्रेक कर रहा है, केमिकल रिएक्शन की वजह से ब्रेक हो रहा है, तो केमिकल है. बायोलॉजिकल मींस प्लांट्स की वजह से. समझाने के लिए वेदरिंग है क्या? तो वेदरिंग एटलीस्ट बताना चाहिए आपको. वेदरिंग छोटे में वेदरिंग है क्या?
इरोजन अभी जैसे अभी क्वेश्चन जो पूछ रहा हूँ, जैसा कि मैंने मुझे जैसा मैं अंडरस्टैंड हुआ मैं वो बता रहा हूँ आपको कि ये जो प्रोसेस है कि वेदरिंग एंड डिपोजिशन एक कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है. तो वेदरिंग मुझे जैसे समझा था कि वेदरिंग मैंने डायग्राम बना दिया कि वेदरिंग को 3 टाइप का होता है, फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. और वेदरिंग अपना वेदरिंग में जो होता है कि फिजिकल वेदरिंग के कारण वो सीधे बोल्डर्स को नीचे लेकर जाता है.
वेदरिंग मतलब ब्रेकिंग,
मतलब ब्रेक करके नीचे लेके जाता है. केमिकल में आपको रिएक्शन के कारण वो ब्रेक करके नीचे आता है. बायोलॉजिकल में भी वो एक्सप्लेन कर दिया मैंने. और उसके बाद मैंने लिखा है फैक्टर्स विच इम्पैक्ट दी वेदरिंग एंड डिपोजिशन प्रोसेस. जैसे प्लांट पेरेंट रॉक मटेरियल क्या है, टेम्परेचर क्या है, क्लाइमेट क्या है और प्रेशर. तो मैंने ये 2 लिखे. फिर बाद में मैंने कंप्लीट ये बाद में मैंने खाली ये दे दिया मैंने इसकी कंक्लूजन कि एंडोजेनिक फोर्स फिनोमेना ये जो है कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है, इसके कारण ये चलते रहता है.
ठीक है.
एक बार लिख सकते थे कि हाँ इसका एक एग्जांपल लिखे कि स्नोफॉल या फिर अपना लेक हुआ, रिवर में कैसा नीचे आ गया. बट सर इसमें ये फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल एक्सप्लेन करना सही होगा या आइस, रिवर वाटर एक्सप्लेन करना सही होगा?
देखिए whatever you are coming with, अगर आपने कोई पॉइंट लिखा है ना तो एटलीस्ट उसको थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन जरूर कर दीजिए. गो में एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए. जस्ट टेलिंग, गिविंग यू एग्जांपल. माउंटेन है, ठीक है. माउंटेन में मास मूवमेंट होकर नीचे आया, यहाँ पे ब्रेकिंग हुआ. ब्रेकिंग किस वजह से हुआ? वेदरिंग की वजह से. इट कैन बी फिजिकल, ग्रेविटी है, ग्रेविटी नीचे लेके आ गया. इट कैन बी, यू कैन से रिवर वाज फ्लोइंग, फ्लड आया, सब चीज नीचे आ गई, तो यहाँ पे आके डिपॉजिट हो गया. तो ये क्या है? डिपॉजिशन हो गया. It means we can say these sediments which are coming from rivers. क्या है आपके deposition है, आ कहां से रहा है, माउंटेन से आ रहा है. This mountain is acting as your weathering. माउंटेन में जो भी आपका ब्रेक हो रहा है वो weathering है. Means the Ganga plain is the best example of deposition. They are coming from your Himalayan rivers. Himalayan rivers are acting as a weathering agent. Agent कौन है? Rivers. वो ब्रेकिंग क्यों हुआ? फिजिकल की वजह से हुआ, केमिकल की वजह से हुआ, बायोलॉजिकल की वजह से हुआ. आई गिव यू एग्जांपल. सम टाइम वाटर में क्या सॉल्ट अवेलेबल है, सॉल्ट रॉक को ब्रेक कर रहा है. केमिकल वेदरिंग, फोर्स, फिजिकल वेदरिंग. बायोलॉजिकल प्लांट्स ने रूट्स अपनी अपरूट कर दी, रोड ब्रेक कर दिया. गेटिंग अ पॉइंट?
ये फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल वेदरिंग नहीं है.
सॉरी,
The agent of weathering is
agents are wind. Those who are taking it, river water, sea waves, winds. ये सारे क्या है? ग्लेशियर्स मूव कर रहे हैं, इरोजन के एजेंट्स है. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन.
Energy is the pilot of static alliances. Examine based on the availability of energy resources. Suggest a composite strategy to create the burgeoning energy demand of India.
Very nice question. Energy is very much important. We know energy, it means we are talking about electricity. We know that. Now what we need to do, first of all, we need to introduce our energy, how energy is playing an important role in our economy. It means I can directly link energy with our agriculture sector, manufacture sector. Even we can talk about, we can say that कि इस एरिया में एनर्जी की रिक्वायरमेंट कहाँ पे है. एग्रीकल्चर we need, extraction of water means pumps are there. Even we can say industry require largest amount of large amount of energy, because if we have industry, we require energy. If energy is not there, so what will be the result? Manufacturing sector cannot go. We can also introduce problem faced by India in our energy sector. We can say that our population is increasing, demand for manufacturing sector will going to increase. If demand for manufacturing sector will be increase, what we need to do? We need to provide the more electricity. As we are saying that by 2040 the energy demand will be going to increase by double. We can also link energy with fuel also. If fuel भी हमारा energy है, we can again link the same thing with our women empowerment in rural area. Sir, वो कैसे? Let's try to understand one thing. Sir, when we talk about women empowerment in rural area, we know that rural area women are still dependent on your forest fuel. They are dependent on your forest wood. They are dependent on cow dung. And with the help of those products, what they are doing, they are cooking the food. They are cooking the food, so pollution is coming. It is affecting their health. What government of India did to stop such kind of situation? Government came with our clean fuel energy scheme, Ujjwala Yojana. इस आपने बोला 7 करोड़ एलपीजी सिलेंडर विल बी गोइंग टू प्रोवाइडेड, तो सर आपको फ्यूचर के लिए भी तो इसका इंतजाम करना पड़ेगा ना. Government is also saying that by 2022 each and every village house will have the electricity. Yes, आपको एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करनी पड़ेगी ना. Government had made some plan. Government made plan that they will going to generate 175 gigawatt of electricity with the help of renewable energy. It means you can directly link same thing with our sustainable development goal. ठीक है. Now for that, what you require, you government of India need to make some of these strategies. have to make some of the alliance because India क्या बोलता आप क्या technology नहीं है? You link different things. India is talking about international solar alliance. India is talking about your API. Means we are talking about the pipeline. With the help of it, we can get our, you can say, gas at our doorstep. India is working on your shale gas. What did India is, you can say, going with the agreement with USA in terms of technology. USA ने भी shale gas को निकाल लिया. You can easily link. अगर ये हो गया तो result क्या होगा? Dependency on crude will be going to reduce. It means deficit will going to decrease. You can easily talk about the renewable energy deal which was recently done, which was recently this was a recent agreement between your India and Saudi Arabia. You can talk about uranium deal. India going with uranium. India is going with the uranium deal between Uzbekistan and India. Getting my point? इस पूरी एक कहानी बनाते हुए then introduce your things. इससे क्या हो रहा है? You are able to link current things also. Examiner will going to understand that yes, these students are writing in a right format. Connect the things. This will be easy. Flow requirement है. See over here, what we did. हमने energy को जो demand is increasing, हमने इसको link कर दिया. Yes, we are doing, but we need some of the strategies. These strategies है हमारी. Are you all with me? Sudha, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Discuss the importance of coral reef in the environment. Also enumerate the factors of coral bleaching.
Now, when we talk about coral reefs, it means we have to discuss little about the coral reef. Importance of coral reef means, first of all, need to tell what are coral reefs. They are called as the rainforest of the oceans, largely found in tropical areas. Tropical area में है तो what are the basic things they require? Appropriate sunlight, higher salinity will not going to work. Lot of sediments will not going to work. Yes, we have introduced our coral reefs. We can talk about the things that support your coral reefs. We can talk about the different types of coral reefs, barrier, atoll, fringe. When we are introducing the types, we can directly link with the examples. We can introduce India's example also, where we found coral reefs, Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep Island. We can talk about barrier reef, Australia example, atoll reef, Fiji example. We can give example of Maldives also. Now here we have to talk about your importance. Means they are playing an important role in you can say fixing of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. Lot of, you can say, oxygen is coming from them. Even fishing industries are getting a support. Even we can say they reduce the impact of wave storm. Means हमने सारी importance discuss कर दी. Now we need to talk about coral bleaching. Yes, they are why they are destroying? Because of, you can say, increase in pollution in our water bodies. You can talk about your garbage. You can say excessive, you can say sunlight is also affecting them. Even we can say that, even we can talk about the salinity level in the ocean will going to increase. It will going to impact. We can talk about the oil spill also. Getting a point? This way we can take our question. Means you can also talk about the throwing of the garbage. You can easily link with you can say garbage patches. The garbage patches are again you can say waste going to introduce in the nozzles. तो result क्या होगा? वो breathe नहीं कर पाएंगे तो result क्या होगा? They're going to die. You can talk about increasing sea level, increasing the temperature of the sea. So no.
Yes, sir.
सर इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं ना, इंक्रीज ऑफ हाइपोक्सिक एंड सबऑक्सिक जोन्स इन ओशन.
Yes, but need not to use technical words.
नहीं लिखना है, ये वर्ड नहीं लिखना है.
If you देखो have a expression right, you can write anything. I will not advise.
क्या सर आपने आवाज नहीं आया, सर आवाज कर गया.
I am saying that you have a article number 19 right to express your things, so you are free to write. Need not to write hard words. क्या पता एग्जामिनर को पता है या नहीं पता है. अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना, वो आपके वर्ड को गूगल करेगा. क्यों करवाने उससे गूगल? उनके लिए उनको कंफर्टेबल बनाओ, आपके मार्क्स खुद ही आ जाएंगे. ओके प्लीज.
How COVID-19 has impacted the migrant workers? Can the reserve migration be reserved in India?
बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है.
दूसरा पार्ट पता था, दूसरा.
बट ये बहुत leave it. Now when we talk about COVID-19, we know about COVID-19. But here we are talking about COVID-19 in context of migrant worker. It means we are talking about migration. We can in short sense, we can introduce the migration. We can talk about some of the facts of 2011 census. Means if I talk about migrant population, migration कहां से कहां हो रही है, माइग्रेशन क्यों हो रही है. 15 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है तो हमें काफी कुछ लिखना पड़ेगा. हमें कहां से कहां हो रही, क्यों हो रही है. You have to write down. Rural to urban area. Largely the migrant workers are largely from you can say Uttar Pradesh. The state with highest out migrant are Uttar Pradesh, followed by Bihar, and highest number of in migrant are in your Maharashtra, Delhi, Gujarat, Punjab. We can little talk about you can say interstate migration. We can little talk about you can say female and you can say and male migration. Means वो सब हमने लिख दिया. Okay. So we need to talk about first of all the what was the impact of COVID on migrant worker. Impact क्या है वो सबको पता है. We can easily say that. Now what we can say. Come on please.
रीजन लॉकडाउन के कारण सब बंद हो गया था ना सर, तो फैक्ट्रीज बंद हो गया था, लॉस ऑफ जॉब, लॉस ऑफ इनकम, खाने को नहीं. एंड मोस्ट migrants they are on rent, they live on rent basis, तो रेंट तो देना पड़ता था महीने का.
Great.
इसलिए बोला था ना बीच में सर कि आप लोग रेंट माफ करिए. But it could have been done for a month or two, but even though they felt कि अभी घर ही जाके हम लोग कम से कम खाने के लिए तो हो जाएगा. This was the basic reason which started. But transportation का problem था बहुत बड़ा इशू. तो इस कारण से वो भी एक फैक्ट है ना सर कि more than 300 migrant workers died on road while traveling. तो ये एक फैक्ट है, रीजन है.
अच्छा, we have Amit sir also with us. Amit sir, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Fine.
Reverse migration.
I found that there's a typological error in this particular question.
Yes, sir, please.
It should not be reserve migration. It is actually reverse migration.
I think, sir, वो typing वाइपिंग में कुछ हो गया.
So the question should have been: can the reverse migration be reversed in India?
Yes.
So it actually is this
Yes.
हो गया.
मिस टाइप सर. हमने भी अब देखा ये.
So kindly correct it.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है.
Let's correct it. You continue. I'm very patiently I'm hearing all of you. Yeah.
अच्छा ठीक है सर, ठीक है. अच्छा yes Rohit. Sir, Rohit is coming with this point because during the lockdown he is in Delhi. He has to pay the rent.
He had to pay the rent. I mean, we all have to pay the rent because even I have been paying the rent, and the rent has been increased also. My rent has been increased. Despite the fact that for last 6 months I have not been working the way I was working before this COVID-19 impacted us. So that is true. I mean, this is what actually is another impact.
सर एक और इम्पैक्ट है ना कि लॉकडाउन लिफ्ट होने के बाद भी लोगों का कंस्ट्रेंट है कि फियर ऑफ गेटिंग वर्क अगेन and the fear of lockdown, they are not returning back to their urban areas.
Yes.
Or mostly that abhi
You're right. Actually, you have to explain it in both the ways. Like at one hand, it is actually leading towards a brain drain. Another one is just also getting to have a brain gain. Because whenever migration happens, it happens for both positive and negative things. So in the same way, you have to actually explain this idea, in fact. And when you talk about the migrant workers, you have to actually classify the migrant workers into agriculture sector, because you are writing this answer in geography. So you will have to classify the migrant workers in agriculture sector, then in industry, then also in the tertiary sectors. So, I mean, of course, you will have to use the concept of economy while explaining this particular question. So you have to classify in that way, and then finally you have to write the impact of this COVID-19 on the migrant workers of various categories, in fact.
Sir, just one question कि migrant workers of agriculture, जो agriculture sector का migrant workers है, कि उसका impact सर तो उन लोग के वापस जाने के बाद ही हुआ था ना, because agriculture के कारण तो migration नहीं होता सर. That is one of the push factors of migration. कि agriculture में उतना income नहीं है जिसके कारण problems हो रहे हैं, and they migrate to urban areas.
That is true, but the farming, let's say in the sector, in the states like Punjab, farmings in the state like Haryana, farming the state like even let's say the Maharashtra, even to the extent of Karnataka, they are actually supported by the migrant workers only. So the idea is that when the migrant workers started migrating back to their homeland, so even agriculture over there also must have got impacted. Okay. So this whole thing, in fact, you have to classify it also in industry, then construction sector, real estate sector, everywhere. So on the basis of this classification, you must write this answer. Then the answer will become more organized and a very, very, very effective in terms of attracting the attention of the examiner. And most importantly, this question can be asked to you either in paper 1 in the context of, let's say, sociological issue, or even in the context of geography, what actually we have asked. And even in the paper 3 in economy, again, this question can be asked. So if you write this question, let's say from sociological perspective, then you have to explain about the mostly in the context of the migrant workers, in the context of the male and the female migrant workers, the migrant workers in the form of the agriculture and industry migrant workers. And when you're writing in the context of geography, you will have to write in the context of not only male and female, but also in the context of all the 3 sectors of your economy, and even in the context of the geographical locations, in fact. So in which all the states migrant workers are in good number, and how it is going to impact those states. All right, whether it is the example of Rajasthan, or let's say Maharashtra, or let's say Punjab or Haryana. So these all the states are actually dependent upon the migrant workers only for all these menial jobs. Fine. So definitely there would be an impact upon those states. So that classification will have to be here in this particular segment of geography answer. But suppose the same question is asked to you in economy, then in economy you will have to explain not only this question in the context of male and female and in the context of agriculture or primary, secondary or tertiary sectors, but also in the context of the formal and informal workers, in fact. So the migrant workers are also in the context of formal sectors and also in the context of informal sectors. What we call it is a gig economy.
Work from home concept can also be explained in this concept.
Pardon, I didn't get you. Could you be a bit louder?
The work from home concept, work from home has increased, na? Because
sure. That aspect you will have to include in your economy answer. Fine. And you will have to explain about the concept of gig economy there if it is asked in economy section. Okay, so these things you have to remember when you write an answer in the context of, let's say, paper 1, you must include geographical and sociological understanding there. Because paper 1 is a mix of all the 3 papers. In fact, historical, history is there, sociology is there, and geography is there. Fine. So that's what actually you can do. Yeah, continue, Nikhil, you can go ahead.
Yes, take it. Yeah, thank you. When we are talking about reverse migration, so it means earlier we talk about migration means migrant people are coming from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and different areas. We need to say that largely they are the labor workers are largely coming. If I talk about some of the facts which were in news, we say that in Delhi we can say that Delhi has 43% of the population, or we can say migrant people are there. Out of that 43%, 88% people are coming from different states, and 63% among that 88% are coming from your rural areas. Same goes with Maharashtra also. Somewhere around 55% of people are coming from different states. Among that, you can say somewhere around 52% are coming from your rural area. Means daily wage earners. They are coming. Now we are seeing that they are reversed. What is the impact of reverse migration? First of all, we can talk about industries. India ki economy, we are seeing it is going negative. Why? Because we are unable to produce. Why we are unable to produce? Because of labor is not with us. If we talk about, you can say MSME sector. MSME sector basically suffering a lot during this time. MSME sector are basically accounting for 45% of India's manufacturing sector, as well as they are responsible for 40% of India's export. So suffered कौन कर रहा है? यही sector suffered कर रहा है. We need to say, can this reverse migration be reversed in India? It's a big question mark. As per the survey, 1/3 of the migrant workers don't want to come. They don't want to come. So those people who want to come, so government has to make the policies with respect to them. We can talk about Atma Nirbhar Abhiyan program. We can talk about Garib Kalyan Yojana. How now we can also say that it is again a challenge for those states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, how they can accommodate their population. उनके लिए work provide करना पड़ेगा. You need to include those things. Those who are coming back, so government has to introduce some kind of, you can say, communication, or you can say counseling sessions. We need to provide the healthcare facilities at affordable cost so that we can call them. We have to provide them some of the, you can say, higher wages. It means we can say that government need to prepare some short-term plans and long-term plans so that we can say effective governance system can come in terms of support, in terms of protection, in terms of empowerment. In such a way we have to frame our answer. मगर इसमें अगर हम थोड़े बहुत, if we able to include some of the facts, means कहाँ से क्या आ रहा है, what are the government are taking initiatives, so this will be your Good answer. And I believe so. Even Amit sir also believes that we can expect this question, reverse migration question, government. Yes or no? Okay.
सर जस्ट एक छोटा सा एक query है मेरा
Yes, please.
कि रिवर्स नॉर्मल माइग्रेशन इज फ्रॉम अर्बन रूरल टू अर्बन एरिया, ठीक है, जैसा पहले से हिस्टोरिकल चल रहा है. रिवर्स माइग्रेशन इज फ्रॉम अर्बन टू रूरल एरिया बैक.
Yes.
नाउ रिवर्स कैन द रिवर्स माइग्रेशन बी रिवर्स इन इंडिया, मतलब वापस वही हो गया ना कि रूरल टू अर्बन. इज इट ये पॉसिबल?
Yes.
इसके लिए उनको अश्योरेंसेस देना पड़ेगा अर्बन सिटीज को.
Yes.
ये है ना सर मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग.
First of all, you have to make the infrastructure ना कि if such kind of situation again come, क्या होगा?
Rohit, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Your understanding is absolutely correct. All right. What you are trying to interpret, that's exactly what is the demand of this particular question.
Yes, sir.
So that is correct. I mean, reverse migration is actually the same idea that you actually have narrated.
Means rural to urban, urban to now rural. Now again rural to urban.
Actually. So can it be reversed? So it means that can again from rural areas we can find the workers working in the urban areas in near future. That's what actually would be the demand of this particular question.
Yes, sir. So in this, basically, we can quote examples also for that some many people got congregated near Anand Vihar ISBT, then CST terminals in Bombay. There was, because of which COVID impact also increased. This particular examples we can give in this question, or is it related or not?
You can cite an example. I mean, maybe a brief example, but here you have to explain in the context of most about the pull factors. In fact, that how those urban areas which actually have lost these migrant workers during the time of COVID-19 and lockdown period. So how those urban areas can again be able to pull these migrant workers back into their areas. So those conditions and those you can say situations you have to explain in your answer. What all possibilities, what all environment you have to create in the urban areas so that this particular group of people who are called to be migrant workers can again be pulled back into the urban areas. So one could be absolutely their wages and salary. Of course, that could be one of the factors which can compel them to go back. But another could be exactly in the context of the you can say the other essential infrastructure which can provide them some sort of security. Or security that could be in the both forms, financial and as well as social security. So you will have to explain about the government has launched such an Jan Dhan Man Dhan Yojana, this laborers, in fact. All right. So those schemes you have to cite in your answer, in fact, to actually corroborate your ideas. And not only that, but also you have to explain about that. That since we are talking about the, I mean, of course, the invention of vaccine very soon. So can the migrant workers be also given the vaccine on a priority basis without charging any cost? Because that should also be another factor to motivate them to come back to the urban areas. Fine. So this is how you can give these ideas, in fact, there in your answer. ठीक है, तो ये करना है. बाकी ठीक है, आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिल्कुल सही था इसमें.
Okay.
Yes, Nikhil. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem, sir. अच्छा ना sir.
No. I just added something to what Rohit was interpreting.
Yes.
Okay.
Rohit, coming on to next question.
El Nino has a negative impact on the Indian monsoon. Explain how it is neutralized by the positive Indian ocean direction.
Now understand one thing. We are talking about El Nino has negative impact on Indian monsoon. We can first of all start with our Indian monsoon. Now, after introducing our Indian monsoon, we can easily say that how El Nino is playing a role. When we talk about El Nino, we are talking about your warming up of our, we can say, Pacific Ocean, which basically results into the, you can say, movement of winds from east of Australia to the Peru area, means you can say Isle region, It means we can say the winds which need to come towards India or Australia, they are moving back. Why? We have such kind of reason. Because of warming up of, you can say, Pacific Ocean. We have introduced Indian Ocean with El Nino. We will also discuss why we have such kind of thing. The reason behind the El Nino. Now, we can say that what is the impact? Impact of El Nino that it can delay your Indian monsoon, or you can say that the precipitation will going to reduce. It will going to affect the Indian economy. How come? Our Indian agriculture is mainly dependent on rainfall. El Nino has somewhat impacted our economy, agriculture economy. India is going with a drought. Now here we are saying that how you can say Indian dipole, or you can say how positive Indian dipole neutralize our El Nino. When I talk about the Indian dipole, it means we are talking about our Indian Ocean, Eastern and Western Indian Ocean warming up and cooling up. Try to see over here. As you can see two images, we know that wind move from high pressure to low pressure. High pressure will be your cool area and low pressure will be your warm area. Just try to understand the same thing in the terms of negative Indian dipole. We can say that your Eastern Indian Ocean will have your low pressure and high pressure over your Western Indian Ocean. So the winds from Western Indian Ocean move towards your Eastern Indian Ocean. So it can result into, you can say, negative impact on India. But if we have situation like positive dipole, result kya hai? Sir, we have, you can say, Western Indian Ocean have your low pressure region. You can say warm currents. It means that because of Coriolis force and because of shift of ITC, that result kya hoga? That these winds will going to move towards your India. If we have El Nino kind of situation, result kya hoga? Sir, it will going to neutralize your El Nino. Why? Because the pressure winds are moving towards India because of positive Indian dipole situation. In such a way, you can add. You can add recent example also in 1993. In this example also, in 1993, we have same kind of situation. We have El Nino, but at the same time, we have positive dipole. Because of that, it neutralizes the effect of your El Nino. Yes or no? Going on to next one. Good one, please.
Laurasia and land continue to break into various smaller continents that exist today. Critically examine this statement in the light of formation of the earth.
Now, when we talk about Laurasia and Gondwana land, it means we are talking about Pangaea. We are talking about Pangaea. Pangaea result into Laurasia, Gondwana. Laurasia means, you can say, upper part. Upper part means we are talking about North America, we are talking about Asia, we are talking about Europe. And when we talk about Gondwana land, it means we are talking about South America, Africa, India, Antarctica, and Australia. It means India was not the part of Laurasia. Means we had introduced our Laurasia and Gondwana. Now we are saying that they take into smaller continents that we exist today, and it result into our present continents. Now, this concept of Laurasia and Gondwana land was given by you Alfred Wegener. You can introduce the Pangea Panthylasha concept, means what Alfred Wegener told. Now, we need to introduce the evidences that support continental drift theory. We can talk about matching of continent, shoreline, rock changes across the ocean, pellet deposit, placer deposit, distribution of fossil fuel. Here we are saying that we have to critically examine this statement. Means we have to criticize also. It means what we can do, we can talk about that Wegener theory was not accepted by the modern scientists. Why? Because, well, Alfred Wegener told that these continents are moved away because of pole flaying force and tidal force. And modern scientists told that pole flaying force and tidal force are not so strong that they can drift the continent. Ultimately, they rejected this theory. But again, as time passes, different scholars came with different theory. First of all, you can say sea floor spreading. Sea floor spreading. Question भी हमने दिया था. Is again we can introduce little about sea floor spreading. Because of sea floor spreading, we can talk. We got to know about your oceanic crust and continental crust as they moved away. Brief, we can talk about, as well as we can sum up our this answer with the help of plate tectonic theory. Ultimately, the most acceptable theory is, we can say, we have plate boundaries, some major and minor plates which are moving away from each other. Some are converging in the form of convergent, in form of divergent, in form of transform. In this way, we can say that this is how you can say Gondwana and you can say Gondwana land and Eurasia, or you can say Eurasia, they break into your smaller continents. So no. Anything to ask?
सर ये अफ्रीकन ड्रिफ्ट वैली का कंसेप्ट इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं हम लोग?
Yes, you can add.
As in contemporary
Yes,
example.
yes, example. You can add. Okay, but this should be a flow.
हाँ नो क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन का जो आपने कंसेप्ट बोला था, मैंने भी मतलब वैसे ही ऑलमोस्ट लिखा है जैसा आपने बोला अभी. बट क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन में सिर्फ इतना ही लिखना है ना, मतलब मोस्टली ज्यादा फोकस कॉन्स पे तो नहीं रखना है ना.
Exactly. क्रिटिकली में हमने वैगनर को जो क्रिटिसाइज किया है,
हाँ.
वैगनर को क्रिटिसाइज किया तभी तो हमारे पास ये पॉइंट्स आए. टॉक अबाउट सी फ्लोर स्प्रेडिंग, वी टॉक अबाउट प्लेट टेक्टोनिक थ्योरी. अगर हम लोग वैगनर की थ्योरी को एक्सेप्ट कर लेते तो वी से दैट कॉन्टिनेंट्स आर मूविंग. अल्टीमेटली व्हाट मॉडर्न scholars told, it is plates are moving, not the continents are moving. Why? Because of sea floor spreading and because of convection currents. Okay, coming on to this one.
Tropical cyclones, the most destructive of nature phenomena, are known to form over almost all tropical oceans.
When I talk about tropical cyclone, we are talking about the cyclone in your tropical area. So first of all, we need to introduce about tropical cyclone. Tropical cyclone largely found between 5 to 30 degrees north and south. Not found over the equatorial region. Why? Because Coriolis force is 0 at equator. It means you can say between 5 to 30. Because of Coriolis force, they are working. Now, why they evolved? You need to add the factors. Is you can say warming up of the ocean. Temperature required 27 degrees and above. Largely during the months of, you can say, winter season, or in the extreme, you can say, summer season. We can add the factors. These are the factors because of which we have tropical cyclones, and these tropical cyclones are, we can say, destructive. Means we can talk about the movement of the tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclones are moving from east to west. Why they are moving from east to west? Because of trade winds. That's why we say now largely you can say towards the Bay of Bengal coast, tropical cyclones are more destructive because they are coming from east to west direction. We can add some examples. Feni, Hudud, different examples we can add. You can talk about the recent example of Tamil Nadu. We can also add that as they are destructive. Why they are destructive? Because of their speedy winds. They are coming with, you can say, heavy rainfall, storm surge, high speed winds, which are destructive in nature. We can also say that as they are moving towards the land area, their you can say speed or efficiencies keep on decreasing. They destroy when they invade in your land area. Why? Because the fueling part, what is the fueling part for your tropical cyclones? Moisture. Moisture level keep on decreasing when they enter your land area. It means we can say that tropical cyclones are strong over your oceanic area as compared to your land area. need to add some examples. I will suggest you need to make the diagram also. High pressure winds are coming. Okay.
सर मैंने एक्चुअली यहाँ पे लिखा था, जैसे आपने बोला ना कंसेप्ट की ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स आर मोस्टली अफेक्टेड ऑन द ईस्टर्न साइड, जो ट्रेड विंड्स, ठीक है। हेलो,
बोलो बोलो।
फिर उसमें मतलब ऐसा मैंने लिखा है कि ड्यू टू ट्रेड विंड फर्दर ऑन द वेस्टर्न साइड बिकॉज ऑफ द कोल्ड करंट लैक ऑफ मॉइस्चर होता है, इसलिए वहाँ पे नहीं होता है, ठीक है। ये अपना एक्सेप्टेड नॉर्म है। बट अभी इसको ऐसे मैंने एक मतलब व्हाट आई थॉट इज एक पॉइंट इसमें ऐसा भी ऐड कर सकते हैं कि हम लोग कि हाउएवर इंक्रीजिंगली नाउ अरेबियन सी में भी साइक्लोन्स आ रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग।
Now understand one thing, I am not saying that tropical cyclone do not found on your western side. I am saying that they are more destructive towards your India's ki eastern side as compared to India's ki western side because of trade winds, because they are moving from east to west. We are saying that if it is emerging over Arabian Sea, so might be possibility it move towards Africa with as compared to India. Trade winds को वहां पे ले जाएंगे. I want to say this thing. We are saying that because they are moving from east to west, so they are more, you can say, destructive over your Bay of Bengal coast as comparison to your Arabian coast. Okay. Moving on to last one.
Tourism is a driver for the sector, but COVID acted like a flash flood.
Now we know that, again we made a question on your COVID. We know that tourism sector is coming under your tertiary sector. Means we are talking about service sector or tourism sector. What we can do, we can little introduce our tourism sector. We talk about domestic and international, you can say, tourism, and how this tourism sector is playing a, you can say, how it is this tourism sector is driving your service sector. We can say that they are basically contributing your country's GDP. They are providing somewhere around 8.9% of country's workforce. हमने क्या इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया, हमने अपने टूरिज्म सेक्टर को हमने इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया. As well as we can say that how this tourist sector is playing a role. This tourist sector is attracting your tourists from all around the world. As the tourists are coming from all around the world, you're going to come up with your their foreign countries currency. As they are coming with the foreign currency, India's foreign exchange reserve will going to increase. It will also going to attract the foreign direct investment in this sector. As foreign direct investment is coming, foreign exchange reserve is coming, ultimately it leads to your increase in employment sector. As it increase in your employment sector, so India's का क्या है, per capita income भी बढ़ रहा है, purchasing power parity भी बढ़ रहा है. It also results in our, you can say, integration of our cultures. India's culture is going to another country. We are adapting the other country's culture. In such a way, we can also add what are the government initiatives, what are the government initiatives in this sector to take tourism, boost this tourism sector. We can introduce that government schemes like Prasad scheme, Swadesh Darshan scheme. We can talk about government of India reduces the GST in our in the tariff of the hotels. We can also talk about adopt a heritage scheme. In this, you can talk about the corporate social responsibility. We can talk about, you can say, medical visa. You can talk about, you can say, medical tourism. In this way, we are saying that tourism is basically playing a very important role. Now we have to come on the last part of the question, that is flash flood, impact of COVID, overall loss of jobs, all the international flights largely cut, people are not allowed to come, People are not going outside. Loss of job is there. Even we can say fuel industry is also suffering. We can say it result into loss of our foreign exchange earning. Getting a point?
Yes, sir.
We can talk about your United Nations World Trade Organization recent data. It is said that this year, if I compare with your 2019, somewhere around there was a loss of more than $700 billion due to this COVID. Loss of job is up. You can easily connect local players also. Local players are dependent on, means we can talk about guides, we can talk about drivers. small things को हम लोग connect कर सकते हैं. That was all about our test. Anything you need to ask? Got a clarity? Able to know what we can add, what we can subtract? Mind खुल गया?
खुल गया. Every day is a new process of learning. कितना
नहीं, ठीक है. So you go and enjoy your day and enjoy your dinner.
Actually एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था. ये आपको ये था ना सर, अभी एक आपने दिया था जिसमें मेन और फिल्म का. हेलो सर, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दीजिए आउट ऑफ दिस क्लास.